Guys, do not forget to hit that subscribe button for the latest in boxing and raw boxing opinions. So I'm going to be quoting Deontay Wilder. At some point in time, it's going to happen. And when it happens, I'm going to reflect on all the stuff that I've been through. I'm going to reflect on how many tireless times my whole team stayed up. Shelly is like 84. Shelly couldn't sleep. Was up 2 hours, 3 hours. He's too old to be up that late. But boxing is an emotional sport, and we've done everything to make that fight happen. I want the people to know. If people want that fight, it's going to be up to you guys to make that happen. You already know what you've got to do to make it happen. The fans have got the control. My title says the heavyweight champion of the world. So with that being said, I want to travel the world. I can't wait to come over and fight again. We are just waiting on the appropriate time. That's never not an option for us. We don't care about where he is. Just let it be right. Let's make it right. Give the fans what they want. And that's what I'm about. I want to give you guys what you want to see. So that is what the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Mr. Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder, had to say. First of all, what I got to say is, damn, Shelly old. 84? God damn, this guy's going to be dead in about a week. I feel bad for Wilder because when Shelly dies, how is Wilder going to move on with his career? Because, you know, Shelly is like Deontay Wilder's slave owner at this point, because this man is by his side on a daily basis. Wilder can't do anything unless Shelly says Wilder can do this, Wilder can do that. So Shelly owns Deontay Wilder. So when he 84, so he about to be out the door soon. So when he's dead, how's Deontay Wilder going to be able to move on with his career, make his tough decisions on who he needs to fight next, what kind of deal he should get? Damn, he old. But anyway, Wilder says some interesting things. You know, he says that he's just waiting for the appropriate time. He's waiting for the appropriate time to fight Anthony Joshua. I guess the appropriate time is when he sees deterioration in Anthony Joshua. I guess that's the only thing I could guess. Because, you know, he's been already making Anthony Joshua and us wait for 2 years. And I'm guessing he's waiting until he sees Anthony Joshua get dropped 5 times in the next 3 to 4 fights, the next 2 to 3 years. That's what I'm guessing. You know, he says that he knows he says that the boxing fans want to see this fight. Of course, they want to see this fight. They, you know, and of course he's making it seem like the reason this fight's not taking place is because Anthony Joshua. That's the only reason this fight's not taking place. It's not because of him. It's because of Anthony Joshua, right? He says that he wants to travel. That's another thing that I found interesting. He says that I don't care where the fight happens. He says that his belt says that he is the world champion, so he wants to travel. So what he's saying is he won't be... he's willing to basically travel to the UK, right? Because he's saying he wants to travel. He wants to travel. He says, I can't wait to go over there again. I'm presuming he's talking about England, because the last time he fought in England was when he beat Ollie Harrison 5 years ago. He brought him over there in England and knocked him out in like 30 seconds. So I'm presuming he's talking about England and returning to England and facing Anthony Joshua in England. Which means that like I said, I think that's a good move for the simple fact that, you know, boxing is hot in England, and I think it's a good look if he were to beat and knock out AJ in England, because that'll give him it will win him a lot of fans over. But of course, he says if they, you know, he says they know what they have to do. So I'm guessing he's talking about the purse split, like give me a certain amount of purse split. You know, Wilder says these things like, you know, the fans want this fight to happen. I want this fight to happen, as if this fight's not being made because of him. But then his team doesn't want to meet Eddie Hearn in the fucking meeting. As Eddie Hearn loves to say, his team never wants to meet him. They never want to do negotiations with his team. And he's always demanding a lot of money. So it's like, if Wilder, if you really want this fight to happen, why don't you actually go to a fucking meeting that Eddie Hearn is having and go with your team and talk about the purses. Be realistic with the purses. Talk about how much you could realistically ask for. And then tell Eddie Hearn that, you know, if I beat Anthony Joshua in the rematch, I'm going to get quadruple of what I'm receiving here. And I'm pretty sure Eddie Hearn will be like, okay, because Eddie Hearn is very confident that Anthony Joshua beats Wilder. So I'm pretty sure Eddie Hearn will be thinking to himself, okay, I'm pretty sure, I don't have to do this. I don't have to worry about this because Anthony Joshua will, in fact, beat Deontay Wilder, because he's very confident in AJ's ability to beat Wilder. So he would have no problem signing a deal saying that Wilder would get, quadruple or triple the amount of money if he manages to beat Anthony Joshua in a rematch, right? But, Wilder never talks about that. Wilder never talks about the fact that his team never actually goes and shows up to the meetings. His team doesn't want to be realistic with the amount of money that they're asking for this fight. Wilder never says about that. The good thing for Wilder is he's fighting Tyson Fury. So he beats Tyson Fury. That's a good name for him. That especially if he knocks him out cold. Tyson Fury is a hard guy to knock out cold, especially with his style. And he was a former unified champion. So him knocking out, Mr. Tyson Fury, that will definitely raise his stock. I don't think he'll be the A side, but it would raise his stock. So maybe he could demand a little bit more money, but I think he still has to be realistic. But yeah, guys, that's all I have to say, man. Wilder just keeps saying the same thing over and over again. It's Anthony Joshua. That's why I don't really make videos talking about this fight, because it's just the same thing. It's very repetitive, very repetitive stuff. It's just either Anthony Joshua or Eddie Hearn saying that they don't want to meet him in the meeting, or is either Deontay Wilder saying what he's just said recently. That it's all Anthony Joshua's fault. This, that, and that the fans want to see it, but he never talks about the fact that he's demanding too much money. None of that, but. Yeah, guys, it's just the same thing. But yeah, I'm just reporting. Just being a nice channel reporting for once.